Hello students, we are going to start the next topic under plant kingdom, that is angiosperms. In the previous video we have discussed about gymnosperm general characters and their classification along with their life cycle, graphical representation also. Today we are going to talk about angiosperms, their general features and their life cycle also with the graphical representation. So there is no diagrammatic representation, this is a graphical representation. Uh, if you want to refer the graphical representation or diagrammatic representation, go through the reader. Yes, we will talk on general features of angiosperms. What are angiosperms? They are very advanced type of plants. So, if you consider their organization, reproduction, occurrence, habitat, everything, in every aspect they are advanced. Then what exactly the meaning of angiosperms? So, angiosperms actually, they are seed bearing plants. What they are? They are seed bearing plants. And they are having ovals. They are seed bearing plants and they are having ovals. What are ovals? Ovals are the future seeds. Okay. And these ovals are enclosed in a ovary. In future the ovary is going to produce fruit. The fruit is developed from ovary. Ovals enclosed in a ovary. And angiosperms, they exhibit, what they exhibit? They exhibit double fertilization. Here this definition is very important because the process we are going to learn separately in this chapter, and even definition also we should understand. What is the meaning of double fertilization? We know the meaning of fertilization. Fertilization means the process of fusion of male gamete with the female gamete is called fertilization. Then what is the meaning of double? Here double refers to, here twice the fusion of gametes, fusion of nucleus of male and female takes place. Twice the fusion occurs. Hence the process is called double fertilization. How the double fertilization is carried, the process, all that we are going to talk later on at the end of this topic. Next, these plants, as I told, they are very highly advanced in all aspect with reference to their organization, with reference to their reproduction. And one more point, they are bearing flowers. They are flower bearing plants. So we know plants are categorized into cryptogamous and phanerogamous. So they are phanerogamous, means flower bearing plants, and they are sporophytic plants. In the previous also group also, gymnosperm also, we have seen sporophytic plant body, gametophytic plant body. Here sporophyte is a dominant phase in case of angiosperms. Okay, so they are flower bearing. Why they are producing flower? Because they are meant for the sexual reproduction. They produce flowers in order to carry the sexual reproduction, and the plant body is well developed sporophyte. Sporophyte in the sense they are not only producing spores, even the plant body is differentiated into root, stem and leaf. Okay, thus the plant body is called sporophyte. Now coming to their types, angiosperms are further categorized broadly into two types based on their cotyledons. Based on their cotyledons, they are of two types: monocotyledonous plant, dicotyledonous plants. Okay. Then we are familiar, at school level also you might have learned what is the meaning of monocotyledons. A monocotyledon plant is that which bear a single cotyledon. Example like jowar, like wheat, paddy, they are all comes under monocotyledon. And dicotyledon plants are having two cotyledons. Okay. Next, with reference to the reproduction, now here it comes reproduction. Sexual reproduction is highly advanced in angiosperms. Okay, so in the plant kingdom, that is from algae members to up to angiosperm. If we see the pattern of reproduction from primitive to advanced, in a increasing order the advancement is there. So angiosperms are highly advanced with respect to their sexual reproduction. We shall understand the sexual reproduction in detail. So they are flower bearing plants and they are meant for sexual reproduction. So in the angiosperms, the male sex organ is called stamen. Okay, and they produce pollen grains. You know what are pollen grains? They are powdery form, yellowish color. They are present in a flower. They are dusty, isn't it? They are yellow in color. They produce pollen grains. Okay, pollen grains are produced within the anther or on the stamen. So stamen produces anther and filament. In that anther, pollen grains are produced. Pollen grains are also called, see, further pollen grains germinate and they give rise to male gametophyte. So pollen grains are also known as male gametophyte, and later on they produce two haploid male gametes. Okay, they carry two haploid male gametes. Now in the female sex organ is known as pistil, or it is also called as carpel. See, the sex organ is also called as pistil or carpel, and each pistil is composed of stigma style ovary, and the carpel means the ovary. So carpel produces ovary, and each ovary, the number of ovary may either 1 or 2, it may vary. So ovary encloses number of ovules. The female sex organ, that is pistil or carpel, consisting of ovary, and that ovary encloses ovules, into which many ovules are present. Ovules are present within the ovary. And then if you see the ovule structure, inside the ovule, what we see? We see embryo sac, female gametophyte. Embryo sac, it is also known as embryo sac. Embryo sac or female gametophyte. Male gametophyte is called pollen grain. Female gametophyte is also called as embryo sac. And the embryo sac contains, now here the structure I have not shown, you are going to learn later on in the reproduction, in the next lesson. Here the angiosperm embryo sac, if you see the structure of embryo sac, it consists of 3-celled egg cell, egg apparatus, 3 antipodal cells and polar nuclei. So diagram is not there, but for the diagram you can refer the reader. In the diagrammatic representation, embryo sac diagram they have given. So you can see that the diagram embryo sac. So where we observe antipodal cell, egg apparatus and polar nuclei. Now during the pollination, what happens? The pollen grains, see, these pollen grains are transferred from stamen to the stigma. So pollen grains are transferred to the from the stamen to the carpel or pistil or stigma, and that process is called process of transfer of pollen from anther to stigma is known as pollination. So after pollination, what happens? After pollination, these pollen grains fall on the stigma and they germinate and produce pollen tube. See, they produce pollen tube through which it carried 2 male haploid male gametes. Pollen within the pollen tube, 2 haploid male gametes are produced. They are present within the pollen tube. Okay, and that pollen tube ruptures. As a result, haploid gamete, one male gamete of male gamete fuses with the egg cell in the embryo sac. The egg cell is there. So with the fusion of male gamete with the female gamete takes place. Female gamete means the egg cell. So fuses with the egg nucleus, and here fertilization commences and zygote formation takes place. And zygote undergo repeated mitotic division. This undergo repeated mitotic division and produce a mature sporophyte. That produce mature sporophyte. Okay. So this is how the reproduction completes in case of angiosperms. Okay. Here, as I told you, one male gamete fuses with the egg cell forming zygote, and one more male gamete is present now. that male gamete fuses with the polar nuclei in the embryo sac, and that produces primary endosperm nucleus. And here, as I told you, double fertilization occur. Why? Here you can see one male gamete fuses with the egg cell once it is over. Second male gamete fuses with the polar nuclei and forming a primary endosperm nucleus. Thus here the fusion of nucleus takes place twice. Hence this process is called double fertilization. In angiosperm, this is the most important key point in the angiosperm. Okay. And after fertilization, synaptid, antipodes, all they are going to degenerate. And during all these events, what happens? During all these events, what happened? The ovules develop. These ovules develop into seed, and ovary. This ovary develops into fruit. Fertilized ovules give rise to seed, and ovary give rise to fruit. So this is the fertilization process. And here it comes, life cycle of angiosperm. Whatever I have explained here, the same thing is here with the help of graphical representation I have shown. Let us begin here. First, a sporophytic plant which is diploid in nature. When it gets to mature, style stigma, ovary it is having, and on the stigma, on the stigma, the male spores, male gametes are produced, fallen. So as the male also get mature, anther encloses microsporangia. In the microsporangium, microspores are produced or pollen grains are produced, and pollen grains are transferred. They are also called as microspores or pollen grain, and pollen grains carry two male gametes, and one male gametes fuses with the egg cell. And here also in the female ovary, within the ovary, ovules are there, but within the ovary, that is megaspore mother cell is there, and that from the megaspore mother cell, embryo sac is developed. Embryo sac is developed within the ovule. This megaspore mother cell is also called as ovule. Okay, that is found within the ovary. So within the ovary, megaspore mother cell is there, and within that ovule or megaspore mother cell, embryo sac is present, and within the embryo sac, the egg cell is present. Okay, and within the egg cell, the one female gamete is there, and here male gamete, female gamete. Both, pollen during the germination, male gamete fuses with the female gamete, and here syngamy takes place, zygote takes place, and this undergo repeated mitotic division and form a multicellular embryo, and this embryo get mature into mature sporophyte, multicellular sporophyte, which is differentiated into root, stem and leaf. So here from microspore to zygote formation is a gametophytic phase, and from sporophyte to up to embryo formation it is a sporophytic generation. So it is diplontic stage we call. So here it shows alteration of generation. The sporophytic stage produces diploid spores and alternated by haploid gametes. Diploid spores alternate with the haploid gametophyte, producing gametophytic stage. And in this alteration of generation, what is alteration of generation? The alteration of generation is nothing but the sporophyte alternates with the gametophyte. Sporophyte alternates with the gametophyte. That is known as alteration of generation. The haploid gametophyte produces haploid gametes through the mitosis, and after fertilization, zygote divides mitotically and produces diploid sporophyte. Okay, this is all about the life cycle of angiosperm. This is the graphical representation. So this graph also, graphical representation is very important. You must practice this one without saying. Okay, so with this we have completed life cycle of angiosperm and general characters of angiosperm, and in the next class we are going to talk about the three types of alteration of generation. Since we have discussed the definition of alteration of generation. What is the meaning here? Alteration of generation means Sporophytic generation alternates with the gametophytic generation. Okay, and there are three types of alteration of generation. They are namely haplontic, diplontic, and diplobiotic. So we are going to talk all about their types of life cycle or alteration of generation in the next video. We will stop here.